Mary from My Season Life with Mary Goff, and I am coming to you live from South Africa. So if you are getting the replay, hi to all my replayers. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today I wanted to talk to you about my 2-year journey living as an expat. I've been an expat now for 2 years, and I wanted to just tell you how I got here. It didn't happen overnight. So, just a little bit about me. My name is Mary Goff, and my channel is all about encouraging, supporting, and motivating Black women over 50 to live their best lives. So, if that's something that you're interested in, then make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. So, if you have any questions about what it is to be an expat and about any questions about living abroad, make sure you put those in the comments and I'll try to get to them. But first, let's talk about how I got here. Let me a little background about myself. I used to work for the government. I'm retired, used to be ex-military as well, and I have lived and traveled all over the world, right? So being abroad was something that I was very much used to. Good morning, Edith. Very much used to. So I always had like a 5-year plan. So way before I retired, always thought about, hey, I want to move back abroad. Once I retire, I want to live abroad. I want to go somewhere for maybe a month or two and just stay there. That was always like in the back of my mind. Okay, so fast forward, I retire. Fast forward, I don't do any of that. I'm not vacationing for 2 months. I'm not living abroad. I'm just home, just, being retired, finding things to do. I started a travel company. I started crafting. So just, trying to keep myself busy. So fast forward to COVID, we were all chained to the internet and things like that. So I was in my crafting room and I was watching Stephanie Perry. If you guys don't know her, Google her, Stephanie Perry. And she was talking about the Exodus Summit. So I said to her, what is the Exodus Summit? So she told me, she gave me a link. I went to the link to check it out, and it was this virtual summit about women moving abroad, women taking sabbaticals, talking about finances, how to find a job, all these different topics to get people prepared to leave their like ordinary jobs and either try to find a remote job or how to live overseas or live abroad. So I went to the virtual conference. That was in September of 2021. The market in our hometown was very good. We were always talking about downsizing anyway, so timing was just a good thing. So January of 2022, put the house on the market. The house sold within a week. Okay. Then I came, backtrack a little bit. After I did the summit, a month later, I came to Panama for a scouting trip. Panama was always on the radar because it was in the top 10 countries, as I talked about in my video when I talked about why Panama. So Panama was always in the back burner. So I just came to check it out, and I decided, this is okay. So anyway, go back, sell the house. 1 month after the house was sold, I packed 9 bags and relocated to Panama. Now, when I had packed the 9 bags and came to Panama, I was not thinking permanent. I was not thinking relocation. In my head, I was just thinking sabbatical. This was going to be maybe a temporary place, to hang out for a little bit until decided what to do regards, either buying another house or finding somewhere else to live, but just a temporary place to me to just settle down for a little bit. Anyway, here we are 2 years later. since I've been to Panama, I've started the Black Women Expats in Panama, which is a community for women, a sisterhood community where we share resources, we meet for lunch, a place for people to network, a place for friendships to gather. We have a walking group now. So we have a sisterhood community where we support each other. So we have that going. I still have my travel company. I'm hosting group trips. Matter of fact, I have a trip to Portugal coming in October. I am also filming live here from Africa because I went with the Exodus Summit on my first Exodus Summit in-person meetup. We had over 100 women in Cape Town, South Africa, which was amazing because I got to meet women that I have known online for like forever and not actually met in person. So that was kind of cool. And I also had the chance to meet some of my subscribers, people that follow me online. And that was kind of humbling, because when someone, talks to you in person and telling you how much you've inspired them and how much you've been had such a positive impact on their life, and you're thinking, hey, I'm just here just making, YouTube videos. I'm not thinking about inspiring or thinking about I'm a very helpful person. That's what I like to do. But that's not like, I'm just doing what naturally comes to me. So to meet someone in person, not just one, several people, came up to me, and it was just very, very nice to hear that. So I'm saying this to say, you never know who you're inspiring. You never know who is watching you. Hi, good morning, Paula. You never know. You never know. Who who's watching you. I'm sorry, I had to get rid of somebody that wrote a crazy message. That's one thing about when you go live, you get sometimes people that come into your live and say silly things. But anyway, so I get a lot of messages. I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I made a post about, living your best life and doing things. Don't let fear stop you and things like that. And, people say, oh, Mira, you're so brave and you're so inspirational. But I want you guys to know that, I don't have it all figured out. I'm still trying to work things out. I move in fear. I don't let fear stop me. But I do a lot of things afraid. I mean, I traveled to South Africa with, I was very anxious about this trip. So don't think I'm like this brave person and have it all figured out, because I don't. I'm just like you, but I don't let fear stop me. I try to keep myself in a position where, minimize the risk or whatever, but I move in fear all the time, all the time. Does anybody have any questions that they want answered about relocating? I'm still working on, I'm traveling, so the internet is not as great, but as soon as I get stable, I am going to do the video. I'm still doing my relocation series, so we'll be doing a video about relocating, how to do a scouting trip with all kinds of tips and stuff like that. But I just wanted to come in and just touch bases with you, because I can't believe it's been 2 years, since I packed those 9 bags. But I don't have any major regrets, actually not at all. I think I've learned a whole lot about myself. Sometimes, when you're like in the midst of something and you're juggling 20 things, you're trying to please a lot of people around you, and sometimes you don't really know what it is that you want. So one thing that I've learned about myself is that I've had time to step back, okay, and think about things that I've wanted to do. So finding out who I am and things that I like is something that I've really enjoyed since I've been living abroad, and meeting like-minded sisters that are also on this quest to discover who they are, to put themselves first, to take care of their health and their mental health. So that's been really nice, developing this sisterhood and meeting other women that are like-minded too. And Hey, and I also want to say that it's not too late. I have people in my messages that are in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s that are thinking about moving abroad. So do whatever you need to do. Get in community with someone who is like-minded. Don't share your dreams with people that are not going to be supportive. Find a supportive community. It's great to network with countries that you're interested in before you take that move. And like and subscribe and follow me, because I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step to make it easier for you no matter what country you are moving to. Does anybody have any questions? I just wanted to stop in real quick and, oh, thank you so much, Edith. Oh, I'm so glad you were inspired to get out and join a walking group. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know what? We didn't get to talk as much as I wanted to talk, because we had been hanging out online for a while. So I'll have to catch you out in these expat streets, Minnie, for sure. But you're right. It was really nice meeting you. And I thought the funny thing when we met is that you were surprised how tall I was. So I thought that was pretty funny. I don't know if I look short, but I am 5'9". And Minnie, I don't know, Minnie, how tall are you? About 5'10" or 5'11"? But Minnie was like, "Oh my gosh, Mary, I didn't realize you were that tall." So it was kind of funny, because you meet people online and you might have these perceptions of people or whatever, but sometimes it's a little different when you meet them in person. So yeah. Hi, Pearl. Oh, thank you so much, Pearl. I admire you as well. I appreciate that, honey. Thank you so much. But listen, I'm not doing anything that anybody else cannot do. Seriously, ladies. You just gotta have a plan. You gotta execute it, and you gotta move forward. So, but once again, I'm gonna put it in steps and go from there. So I am doing great. I am still out here traveling. Um, got a lot more things to post. Took a little breather today. I had a busy day yesterday, and I'm going to be out doing some more tours tomorrow. But this is my third or fourth accommodation. I have to have other two accommodations I need to post for you guys can see that. And then I'm going to be doing another full-time educational, how to do a scouting trip with all sorts of tips. But right now, I just wanted to jump on and just talk about, because I can't believe I've been living abroad for 2 years. I'm trying to think. I'm not really a con top person. The only con I would have, oh, Minnie, you're 5'11". Okay. See, yeah, I knew you were a couple of inches taller. Um, a con about living abroad. Um, oh, well, here's one of the cons that I have. Not really a big con, but sometimes you meet people, because we meet people online. You do have perceptions and things like that, but sometimes, unfortunately, people have agendas. So you have to be careful about that. I am a naturally giving person, and I was, I don't want to say burnt, because I'm going to still give, right? That's just who I am. But I have to use more discernment in how I interact with people. I've created my YouTube channels so I can be of service to people. Okay, I am not visiting Panama. I live in Panama, so I have daily things to do, just like you do when you're at home. So I cannot be your personal uh, tour guide when you come to town. I just can't do that. We have over 3,000 people in our group now, Black women expats in Panama, and there's no way I can personally meet with everybody who comes to town. I cannot. It's a group, and a lot of our sisterhood, a lot of friendships form from the big groups. They break up into smaller groups, because you'll find somebody you have something more in common with, and you break off that way. But to have an expectation that I'm going to be your personal tour guide and that I'm going to be available for you 24/7 when you come to Panama is extremely unrealistic and unfair of actually me. And I have some people that have a hard time understanding that. So I, moving in 2024, am moving differently in how I interact with people as a whole, because I can't put myself out there and say, oh, no problem. And then, people take that and run with it. Because like I said, I live here in Panama, so I have day-to-day stuff as well. And I give a lot to the group. I give a lot as a whole. So I think that we have to be mindful of that, and not have unrealistic expectations of one individual, because this is our community and we all have something to share. It's not Mary's world or whatever. When I say, hey, post that in the group, because there's lots of women that can help you. Don't get offended because I didn't answer your question directly. I want you to get other opinions too, so you can be totally informed. Knowledge is power. The more information we have, the better decision that we make. So just know that whatever I am doing is for the betterment of you and of the community in whole. And I'm doing the best I can. Think about that as well. So, yeah, I don't even know. That wasn't really a con, but that was just me letting you know that, just sometimes you run into interesting people. We're just going to call them that. Yeah. But hey, I don't want to be on here long. It's been 17 minutes already. Does anybody have any questions for me? If you have any questions, if this is a replay, you can put it in the comments. I tried to answer all of the questions. Oh, thank you, Minnie. Thank you so much. Actually, one of our sisters that I had on my Facebook group, and so listen, we're starting to have internet problems here, so I'll go as long as I don't get cut. I don't have a stable internet connection. I am here in Africa. Pluses that you've noticed since moving to Panama. Pluses? You mean just what general pluses? Since moving, I'm eating better. Well, I've always been a good eater anyway, but I think I'm more in tune to my health. Not only physical health, but also mental health. I lost about 25 pounds since moving to Panama. My social life is full, because I kind of didn't have a big social life where I was, so I kind of created that, right? And so I have to pull back sometimes because I don't want it to be too full, but at least I have more options with the sisterhood here. So those are some of the pluses here. And since I have obtained my permanent residency, I'm loving the retirement benefits, as far as especially the 25% off international travel. And yeah, my money is going a whole lot further. So my lifestyle is okay. Am I freezing on that end? Because I'm getting signs over here saying rate. I think I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Okay, I still see the timer going off. I might be getting a delayed reaction on that end. But anyway, all right. So thanks so much for tuning in. If this is a replay, please let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit the notification button. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, because I will be starting my entire relocation series. I have several videos I'm going to be uploading and going live. So make sure you're in tune for that. And if there's something that you want to see, any suggestions that you have for me, make sure you put those in the comments as well. All right. Thanks so much. Take care and have an amazing week. And make sure you do something for yourself. Bye.